right, good day, peoples. Let's jump in here for AMZY, Amazon and AMZY. All right, so we did have a little bit of shares bought, and let's jump into the price action. So we were down about almost 5 points, 199.79 down to 195. Sorry, I had my microphone turned away, so. Not sure you heard me. We were down 199 to 195. So down 2.15. And in AMZY, we were down from 2212 to 2169. And they did put on a synthetic, a buy a call, sell a put. I'll show you that in a minute. I can show you on the AMZY sheet. So right there, whenever you see three items and they're all the same quantity, you see that the 200 synthetic, we bought calls, sold short puts, and we collected more money because we're a little under the 200 now. So we spent 721 to buy and collected 1123 to sell, and then we sold a 200 out next week, which is pretty close for all the way through next week with 6 days, and got $1.37. So how does that look out here? There were 25,000 shares added, not much really here. I didn't bother to update the dollar, but I should just do for myself the cash real quick. That one's easy. That one is 4215097. Okay, that way I have that. And this guy is 68701. All right, I don't worry about the others for right now. Okay, so by putting this on, we collected $17,810, right? But that one's a week out. How are we doing with all of these? Well, actually, we're doing pretty good because these were written at 205 strikes and 202.50. Now, where are we in the price range? So let's go out and look at the weeklies, and I'll take you over to the synthetics. So we're 5% out of the money with 1 day left on the 205s, which is everything, right? Look at that quantity. And then almost 4% out on the 202.50s. So we haven't, look at the high here, 201.2 is kind of the high now. I put that and pick that up, but I don't think it's changed. So we're right up there, and this is a 52-week high and low, right? So Amazon's, the whole NASDAQ and stock market is up, which makes it very vulnerable with this super calm $12 VIX. So I have a feeling next week could be a sell-off in the market. Don't ask me why. Well, there are some whys, but let's see. I just have a gut feeling. I don't know if today, I don't know what the PPI will bring. It may have already brought something in the pre-market because usually that stuff get announced. I see 325 on the S&P 500. I don't see much else. All right, so let's take a look at the synthetic that I told you about. So this is the $7 buy and the $11. So we went from having a 14,000 loss after these two to having a 38,000 gain, right? So that comes down here. But over 7 million shares is peanuts, right? When we get over there and look at that, I'll show you. We're still sitting at $13 or $13.13. So we're not looking very good for collecting money. And if the market sells off next week a little, let's see. Who knows? I have no real idea. But there's a little bit of something I saw that gave me a feeling, and I don't want to get into it because it's fairly technical. It takes me too long to explain, and you guys just want to know what AMZY's doing. All right. So on our synthetic, by moving back almost $5, we now have a 3,100,000 loss, whereas we had some small gains, and at one point 3 or 4 days ago, we had an $800,000 loss. So we closed at 2169. Fair value is 2166. Okay, so let's go through some of the weeklies and let me describe how you're doing. Um, so on the 205, you saw the percentage out of the money, but what does that really mean? Well, it's sweet. We've captured almost 99%. So even the market's saying, the market makers are saying 1 day to go in 205 and we're at 195.5. Yeah, that's not worth much. Penny and a half. But we'll probably have to spend a penny to buy it back in these flex options where there's an electronic settlement, right? No chance of having it put to you, but then also no chance in letting it expire worthless. It literally has to be bought back, electronically settled at close. Or sooner. You can electronically settle by negotiating with them at any time, but you pretty much have to buy it and work through them. Okay, so on these, they're only worth 3.5 cents, right? Very small quantity. That's because it's 202.50, and these are next week, which I like to color code these guys so that I know what's happening. And then I'll color code them back to black for the weekly. And when they're so small, I just let them roll up. So we've really captured more like 97 or 98%. But when you're taking one out that's next week, we're only 6% up, and we just wrote it. Um, okay, so let me take a look at our payouts, peoples. Okay. We are 7,700,000 shares, right? The 25,000 shares got added. And we are 994 on our short call. We got that extra 17,000. And then we went from a 14 loss to a 38 cent or 38,000 gain. And you know what? It didn't even move the hockey stick here. We got a 13-cent short gain and a total gain of 13. So when you have this many shares, it just doesn't do much for you. You got $1 million to pay out. Well, that's like 1/8, right? So, okay, guys, that's pretty much what I got for you here. I'm happy doing this AMZY. I kind of like what it's doing. I'm just hoping over the next few weeks we can get you some more money in here. All right, guys. Again, this is Bruce with Targeted Wealth Creation. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. It's for fun and entertainment. Hope you were entertained a little. Okay, guys, have a great day ahead. All right, bye for now.